say if you were to shoot like a scene if they were doing something at their desk, how many lights would you put in each room to light?
Depends on what I'm trying to do. One might do it. I would have, actually what you would probably have would be a big space light. Or there's also, you have typical sitcoms use what are called cross keys, which you take two big intense units and you have them cross, and they fill everything evenly, so there's no shadows and there's no scary dark parts on the set. Think of an episode of Friends. Everything's lit. They live in a New York apartment. It's the brightest, happiest New York apartment ever. You don't even see the rats. It's always brightly and evenly lit. So what did I do to this light? I bounced it. So I made it my relatively hard lighting to a soft light by bouncing it off these white tiles. Now, it's not quite intense enough, so I'd be in trouble really. I'd have to bump this up. Although I would get an exposure, and if I was doing a close-up of him, it would probably work. I could actually open up a little more, let more light in, and this would probably be enough, and it would match the other lighting that I had where it was much brighter. So I bounced it, which I turned the hard light soft. I bounced it, and you've got no shadows. It looks happier, and now actually our eyes have adjusted a little bit too. It's not scary. All right, let's switch to horror. Not scary yet. Why isn't this scary? It's very bright and very hard and it's very flat as well. There's no fall off. There's no, the ratio is 1-to-1. It's bright on one side, it's on. This looks like what kind of lighting? We haven't got the horror film yet. We switched to, if he had his shirt off right now and was handcuffed, this would be an episode of Cop. Right? This is how it looks because it looks like E&G Electronic News Gathering. They have a light on their camera, and so all the lighting is going to look like as they move the camera around. This is what you see. The shadow changes with it. All right. So now let's go to our horror film. Scarier?
Yeah.
Right? And now he's yeah. And so what's motivating this light? Who knows? In horror films, it almost doesn't matter.
Yeah, really. I was thinking there is no actual justification.
Okay, but if you
for the light being
more like that, those shadows that was like back.
Well, in a horror film, you don't have to. Oh. Right. Well, and it's also camera angle. Maybe the camera isn't seeing those shadows because it's down, and so you're not in a comedy. Ooh. Oh, yeah. Much prettier, right?
Yeah.
So I've got a light. Okay, so what have I manipulated here?
Channing Tatum.
What's the main thing I manipulated? What did I do with the light? I moved it, right? So what we're really talking about is light positioning here for the most part. Light position determines so much of what kind of movie we're telling and how it feels, the mood, by just simply where we put that light bulb or the light source. So light positioning is one of the first things. Now again, if you are using the two principles, where you put that key light is going to, the starting point is going to be, you're going to use the concept of motivation. So you would say to yourself, well, where would the light be coming from in that particular film world? And then you're going to manipulate it until it's what you want. So if it's a horror film, you might